Welcome to this week's A Sunday Thought. I had a lot of thoughts this week, and especially as we get closer to the weekend, I'm always thinking, what will be my thought today? What will I actually talk about? I decided I would talk about self-love. I have a lot of clients that do my transformation work, and I must say I admire them, their bravery at times, because when they come to me, when they have an appointment with me, they are wanting to clear their blocks, which is stopping them from doing whatever it is that they want, that they're doing. They don't want it anymore, whether it's a feeling, a behavior, or just to feel better about life. And so often in clearing the blocks, as we go through different systems and different parts and different aspects of the person, sometimes those things that come up are not as easy to take as one would like. It's like, what's the worst taste you could think of? It's like that. And usually when I run into something that I figure that the client isn't really going to like all that much, what I do is I stop and in myself for a moment and think, just let me do a little description first. And what I'll do is discuss a little bit about what I know I'm going to have to talk about. And then the person, often 99.9% of the time, will say, yeah, that sounds like me, or yes, I have that thought. Very often I'll pick up the thought that's going on. It depends whereabouts I am in the transformation process and what we're really looking at. And they'll say, yes, I have that thought. Now, why are we doing this? Why are we going inside? And it's very brave to do that. I did it because I needed to put myself together. I needed to find out who I was. I needed to ensure that I could be more complete instead of fragmented all over the place. And so people, I feel, are really, to do it is very, very brave to find out. But how come we do it? What is it? What is the bottom line? Now, I talk a lot about universal love and connecting to the universal love, but truly, we need to love ourselves. We need to accept ourselves. Now, people ask me sometimes to do lectures and things, and even in my just psychic readings that I give to people, I'll talk about love. To me, it means acceptance and forgiveness. And very often, because we tend to be geared more to the outside, what we will do is we will say, oh yeah, I accept and love them. I'll forgive them. And the thing is, I found, which worked more effectively, is to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for your attitudes, for your behaviors, for the things that you have done unthinkingly very often. Just to forgive yourself. And in the forgiving of yourself, you accept yourself as who you are, or you were, because we change. We do change. I'm certainly not the person I was even 10 years ago. Everything shifts and changes. One hopes, anyway, that we're not stuck in some time frame, that we grow into our years of, every year we have a birthday, and we grow into those years. I mean, you just have to look at my white hair and know that I'm not 50 anymore for sure. So what is it that we accept? Is that we are more than just this life. In fact, I'm getting to the point of not even talking about past lives, but talking about other lives, because there are future lives. And also, all of a sudden it comes into my mind to mention the soul, for instance. I always like to look at, if it shows that the soul is part of the issue, as to what and where the person came from and what they brought in with them, because we're always looking at a topic that we want to clear. And so it's very interesting sometimes watching and looking, did they come in with enthusiasm? Did they come in with excitement of being here on this planet? And what I discover often, and I recently had a client, this was like, nobody had discussed with them, because she was in a group that were coming here, where they were going. She was like as what we would think of as a child coming along with a group of people. And no one explained, you're going to an emotional planet. no one explained anything, and then they come, and then of course you have to reincarnate into the physical form, and then reincarnating into the physical form, you have to learn how to deal with these things called emotions. Most people don't realize that other planets and planes don't have the same emotional quotient as we do. Plus, this planet creates the feeling of love. This planet is a love planet. Again, not found in other places, according to me and my experience. Now, so I contribute their bravery to confront themselves, to confront the issues that they have had through lives, to confront the essence, because they want to be happy in the now. They want to be able to create now and be, what would you say, more complete, more happier, dealing with things. Now, it doesn't happen with just usually one session, which would be nice. When my ignorance in the beginning, I thought that would work that way, just to connect to the love source and you'd be fine. Except there's other parts of us where we're more complicated than that. So self-love is really about acceptance and forgiving yourself for when you screw up. It's about knowing that the universal energy of this planet loves you regardless of what you do. And sometimes that's hard for people to understand when they look at others who are not doing nice things, that they are still loved. But do they accept that love? That's the thing. Usually they don't. They're caught up in their own wanting to achieve and wanting to do and wanting to be. But that doesn't mean that you or I need to be like that. We can be loving of ourselves and accepting. I can beat myself up the best than any person you would know. And sometimes I still do, where I feel like, oh, I screwed up. And then I work with myself in order to accept, then forgive, and come back to that place of self-love. I just going to, I don't really think I have any too much more to say on this Sunday thought. We've had a lot of smoke here. I see the sun is shining outside. Uh, I've been watching sports this morning, and which gives me personally a great deal. I've watched soccer and I've watched tennis. In fact, our Canadian tennis player is still playing, but I wanted to get this on the air. This is a time to enjoy as much as you possibly can. We still have freedom. We still have the ability to move around, even if it's not as much. We still have lots of freedom that is slowly eking away, but we do have freedom to love ourselves no matter what, to accept who we are, and we're divine, beautiful creatures. Humans, I meant to say, I said creatures. Well, because when you look at the whole universe and all the lives you've had in other places or experience in other places, yeah. I don't know where the creatures came from, actually, but then I'm not perfect, right? I must let that one go. Oh, I messed it up. And know that you are a divine being, and this universe, this world here, we call it the universe because we live in this universe of the world. This world loves you. And the least you can do is accept and forgive yourself for whatever and love you. Reflect that love back through everything. Thank you for listening. Thank you for liking and subscribing to this YouTube channel. Thank you for knowing my website is www.normacowie.com, and you can sign up for the monthly newsletter, find out what's going on with me and where I may be and specials, etc. I just want you to have a great week and think a lot about, am I loving myself right now? Am I appreciating who I am and the journey I've been through and all of that wonderful thing? Love. Love yourself. Blessings.